Oh yeah, yeah. So what comes with being old, or older?
Wise.
But yeah, no, because technology has shifted. It is the digital world, but there's also different things you can do with that too. So there's pros,
And it's
pros
interesting
and cons.
with our generation, like, we'll just say Generation X, okay? So we didn't grow up with technology. Like, we're still learning. And so the younger generation that's coming through, like your students and so on,
They
like,
have an edge.
They have an edge.
Because they have YouTube. Like, if I had YouTube when I was learning guitar or piano growing up, I could see it visually. And you learn so much by watching someone and how they're playing their instrument and what they're doing. And the fact that I can pull up a song and there's so many more tools for learning it other than just your ear. So,
Yeah. And reaching an audience. And so I think that that's what it boils down to, is, like I was saying, is that we're all on a journey human-wise. So any unresolved anything is going to come out in your work. So it goes also for musicians, okay? So if we can stream live, and we could do it every Thursday, stream live on YouTube, you know that you can do that. You know you can have Patreon. You know, okay, but for me personally, I get a little bit shy to do that. I have a hard time just doing that. I can't get over it. Whereas the younger generations, they've grown up with it. They're little hams. They don't even care. They're just out there doing it. I have mental problems about it. To be totally honest, like, I don't know if it's ever going to be different or better, but so those things are available too. So, like, the advice going forward for anybody who might be listening to this, having to do with, accessing other resources that I might not be as comfortable with, like the DIY part of it that's all part of it. But then you're like, but then I got to get the best sound. Then I got to get. So then next thing you know, you are now an engineer. So not only are you a singer-songwriter, you also do your own merch. You make your own T-shirts. Like, then you're an engineer. Then you're the driver. Then you're I'm also a sound engineer.
Yeah, you got to do it all.
You got to do it all. So, and if you have an aptitude for certain things, you're going to do certain things better. So, like, I tend to go towards the sound. I love setting up sound and PAs and emceeing and creating. I love creating, like I said, opportunities for people to play. That's because I have an aptitude in that, right? So, yeah. Maybe play more music? Yeah.
I think so. This song is called Ghosted. If I'm not worth that conversation, would you rather cut off all communication?
confrontation. Turning back leaves lots of speculation, and I'm haunted by my own imagination. I've been ghosted. Vanish without a clue, out of the blue, not a word was said. Second guessing. Now I feel or something started to grow. Waiting down, I know. Just not ready. Better than ugly words and silly lies. Could have created a invented mind. Even though I'm feeling down and down, 'cause I've been guessing where to down.
We I think I would still pursue this because one of my first memories of school, actual school, like, is music. Because I'm an alternative learner. I would consider myself to be neurodivergent, and so, but with music, ever since I was little, I could feel it in my body. My parents weren't musicians, but I just knew that I was activated and that there was something in there for me. And so I was always drawn to it. So probably what I would say to myself is just breathe, enjoy it.
I would definitely do it again, 100%. It's because I enjoy the process, and it doesn't feel like, it's not like work. It's my joy. I love doing it. But what I would tell my 16-year-old self, And I didn't start writing songs till I was 20. So maybe I tell my 20-year-old self. But I have to say, I wish I told myself, go and make a YouTube video for everything, because we didn't know that YouTube would be so big and still around. Like
By now you would have had a million hits by now.
A game changer if I put in the time of not just writing songs and recording them, but if I followed it up with more video. And that's my...
But I don't know if we
That's
didn't have
my,
YouTube when you were 20.
Yeah, well,
No.
close. When I released my first record, there was YouTube in the year 2001.
So that's 25 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I was 26.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, there's things I wish I picked up on that would have really helped my career and maintained my fan base. But, and I haven't been consistent. I haven't been consistent with releasing records, not for lack of songs, but for lack of money. And not having a team behind me. I'm doing everything on my own. I can't do it all. So you just do what you can, and you enjoy the process. And I love playing live, and I love writing songs, and I love recording them. And being in front of the camera was more uncomfortable. So, but it is what it is, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not stopping.
Because it's about the process.
Because
that's
I'm
so
just
true.
going to write more songs, and I'm going to find the money to record them, or, I'm going to figure that out. You got to have 20 grand to make a record. That's cheap. That's a cheap record. That's with all your friends playing the thing, all the things.
You still got to pay them.
And just to press vinyl records is like, that's $3,000 there. To hire your engineer all the things. It's really expensive, and
Okay,
the payback is not what it used to be.
The math. Okay, so the math. 20 grand
the money
to
is
do
in
the studio.
touring, yeah.
Okay, then right? And then merch might be another $5,000. Okay? Management might be
Well, you shouldn't have to pay. You should be paying management as
in
As a
in real
commission.
time. Okay. So but like I was saying, if you wanted to get a promoter,
publicist to promote your album, a radio tracker, all those things, they're still.
so it goes from 20 grand to suddenly up to 125 grand, really, if you were going to do it proper. So
It
if you're
could
going to take a mortgage out,
That's what the old.
boom, you're going to
old
hear
school-
me. I'm going to be winning a Juno next year. I'll take another mortgage onto my
but
mortgage.
So I would like to have 20 grand to make a record, but then I want to record another record the next year. That's what I'd like to do, but having the you have to have people who do it for you for free if you want to do, or you have to be making big money already in your touring to be able to do it.
Or what realistically happens is you have a full-time job and another one on the side,
Absolutely.
and you do the very
Absolutely.
best you can. There's grant money, but there's a lot of parameters.
Yes, I applied for a grant, and I'm waiting to hear if I get it. If I get it, amazing. If I don't, I apply for the next grant, or I go into debt to make a record.
And that's part of the music business. We all have a time of the year where we're applying for grants, we're applying for festivals, we're doing all of that stuff. But like you didn't say it this way, but the market is saturated.
That's what I was getting at. Exactly.
It's saturated.
Because of the digital age. It's oversaturated.
And so a really good point to bring forward, what I was trying to get to before, is events that are exclusively for women, in a way, is a way of sort of shooting yourself in the foot. Because what you want to be doing is standing out beyond the fact that you're a woman. Do you know what I mean? Or
You want to stand out as an artist, not
So, right, exactly. So if there's advice to give to people, if they were, listening to this and they wanted, okay, how do I get gigs? How do I get gigs? What do I do? In your introduction to yourself, put things that are not gender based. Like put things forward like, I opened up for X, Y, and Z. I collaborated with X, Y, and Z. Like, make your presentation of yourself like stand out and be different. And the number one thing that's going to get you gigs and is going to get you anywhere is if you show a part of you are vulnerable and you do show who you truly are, that can actually affect people at the heart level. And so, you know, we can probably count on two hands true fans, you know, because you like, that's a rare thing is what I'm trying to say. Like I was trying to say about, you know, finding the album that's the, you know, you can play it all the way through. It's rare to find an artist that is going to touch you and change you. And but the way that happens is by them authentically showing up as who they are. And of course, as women, we have all sorts of other, you know, challenges. So, but it's all part of the process. So, part of the process.